Hi guys, it's Ray here from Man City Fan Chat. I'm back in action. Hi Mike, how you doing, mate? Bonsoir to you. Hi guys, hope everybody is well. I'm well, don't worry. Had a lazy day with my mum today. Not what I'm going to do tomorrow. I can't do these lazy days. Let me just get. Just need to tell people that we're in the house, as they say. Ah, dear. Let's get this live stream up. Oh, it's not going to come up. Let's see. You had to Google. Come on, Daniel. My ankles are knackered, mate. Honestly, that's the truth. My ankles are knackered. Let me just try and get this up on so people can. I can tell them on Twitter. It's what I said last week about my ankles. Let's get this live stream up, and then I can let people know we're in the house. We'll get on to the chat when Bernard's around. Hi Bernard, I'm just about to send you a message. Daniel, have you got the notifications on? No, Daniel. This is the problem when you see the system. I don't know where. I'll talk about mine. Hi Chris. Hi Steve. I'll talk about my right ankle first. I had a pain in the calf. And my brother's a consultant orthopedic surgeon, okay, very experienced guy. He works on ankles, actually, specializes, I think, on ankles. And he said about my calf, he said, well, look, it looks inflamed. You need to get it tested just in case you might have a clot, okay, because it's bigger than the other leg. So you just need to get it tested out. And it's a simple blood test, but go to the hospital and get that done. So when I went there, they triaged me. They have a nurse to do the triage, but she didn't think. And basically, all they're thinking is, do you need to see an A&E doctor or do you need to see a GP? And they decided I need to see a GP, so they put me through to GP. But they could have put me in for the blood test. She could have taken my blood there and then. Yeah, because I'm all right now. But instead, I end up an hour and a half, 2 hours later from when I walked in, seeing a doctor. Yeah. And to be honest, the triage nurse, if they'd had a doctor to start with, I mean, I used to use doctors to triage. I work with a lot of medical staff, and just get it done. Yeah, I could have had a blood test done. I could have been actually, by the time I saw the doctor, I could have been leaving instead of it taking me 5 hours from start to finish. I could have been done in 2 hours. So I went to see the doctor. So I did the blood test. He said, there's no clot, just got to rest up. That's it. Hi, English Mastiff, hope you're well. Everyone's been missing you, mate. Been asking for you every night. And so that's that problem. I've got a problem with my Achilles, with tendonitis. My brother, he's not happy that I've been running every day with this Achilles. I've been basically dragging my leg. So that's the second problem. And he said, you'll rupture your Achilles. So I'm going to have to go and see the doctor for that. Need some physio. And the other problem is on my other ankle. And my brother, who examined me quite carefully, obviously just with his hands, he said I may have fractured my ankle a few weeks ago. 5 or 6 weeks ago when I got booted. Hi, Cole. Hope you're well, mate. And I could have fractured it then. So, and sadly for me, let me find Cole. Sadly for me, yeah. So I basically had this, not sure what it was. It just hurt a lot, and I didn't think it didn't hurt enough. For me, I spent some I didn't think it was a broken ankle, but he suspects I did. And he said, really, right now, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do about it. So, but I didn't tell my brother that. He'd have gone bonkers if I said I've run 100 miles in the last 6 weeks with this ankle and with this Achilles. Even with my calf problem on Friday, I still ran over the weekend nearly 13 miles. It sounds bizarre. Saturday, I think I ran Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So I must have run 17 or 18 miles after I had this problem with my calf. And it is a bit daft. But anyway, fingers crossed, guys. The calf will take a week or so to be back to normal. If I can get some physio on me Achilles, that will help. And I'll I'll see about the other ankle. If it was broken 5 or 6 weeks ago, it's probably healed, almost healed. There's not much I can do about it. There's no need for plaster or anything. So just carry on, guys. Let's get Bernard going then. Evening, Spencer Mark. We'll get that. Where have you been, English Mastiff? Hi, Joel. Coles here. Wine service. Hi, Ray. Hopefully, yeah, I'm all right, guys. I'm all right. I'm going to rest this week. Mike, you're right. And hi, Mukund. I need to rest. Yeah, I didn't know, mate. I didn't know I had a fractured broken ankle. I didn't know. It just hurt a lot. But yeah, I'm gonna. When did you see me, Spencer Mark? When have you seen me? When I did the first thing on Saturday, I was limping. I've been basically limping for the last 6 weeks. And in fact, my potentially fractured, possibly fractured ankle is my good ankle at the moment. My other one is absolutely killing me. I do listen, guys. I do. Daniel, look, to build your fitness, it's just do it. You know, just run slowly. I've got not massive fitness. I don't run. When I run 6.5 miles, I do it in 2 steps. I run to the gym, do some weights, and run home. Yes, actually, a few weeks ago, I was running 7.5 miles a day. But you build up to that. You just run slowly. You just run whatever pace you can. Yeah, Muck, and you know, no one would believe you with a broken ankle that you're running 7.5 miles every day. But and if you, what I find is by doing the exercise, I'm losing weight. As I'm losing weight, I can get faster, and you get your stamina. If you just go out now and again, you're not going to get anywhere. So it's something like you're going to run 3, 4, 5 days a week. You don't have to run far. You know, when I'm not in shape, I might run 2.5 miles. That's it. And then slowly you pick up. Spencer Mark, can't slow down. Can't slow down, guys. Muck and I am unbreakable, trust me. But you got to keep going. You picked up an injury, mate. Muscle on the inside of my leg, down my knee. Can't raise my. Take it. Well, you got to take it easy, mate. It's one of those for muscle injuries. You got to rest, Mike. Trust me. I can't cycle, Steve, but I'm going to take the week off. That was my plan, is to take this week off. Not do any aerobic exercise this week. I'm just going to focus on my arms. I'll do my arms because I've neglected them as well. I'm just going to do my shoulders and my arms this week. That's it. I'm not even going to go to the gym. I've got some free weights at home. Shoulders and arms this week. Next 4 days. That's it. Daniel, I want to lose from where I was on a couple of days ago. I want to lose another 7 kgs. Look, about 4 or 5 weeks ago, I was 82 kgs. I want to get to about 72. I've done it before. That sort of weight loss of 10 kgs, but I did it over 4 months. And I did it by doing an unbelievable amount of exercise. I would go on a exercise bike in the morning for up to 60 minutes. I'd run to the gym. I'd go for about 60 minutes on a rowing machine. One day I did 90 minutes on a rowing machine. People thought I was crazy. And then I'd run home. And sometimes I'd go and play badminton in the evening. Some days I was doing 5 or 6 hours. And my belief is I push myself to do more. You know, if I can exercise in the morning and the evening, yeah, that's a double whammy. And then control your eating. Don't eat after 8 o'clock at night. But anyway, I'm 5'7". 70 kilograms is a cracking weight for me. Hi, Alan. Hope you're well, mate. Everton picked up a win at the weekend, so you should be happy. So let's get. I'll start the review with Bernard in about 2 or 3 minutes when I get round to sending him a message. Daniel, I only spoke to him briefly. He just smiled. He didn't talk. Okay, he had a few people around him. He wasn't stopping for anybody, and it's quite funny. I was just finishing an interview, I think, at the time. And so I ran after him. Well, I couldn't. I was limping. I was dragging my leg. And the thing is, if you're polite to people, yeah, then generally you can do all right. So I was polite to him, calling Mr. Levy, asked for a picture. He had a big smile. And, I was trying to make a joke about us both being bald. And people he was laughing. He was happy. And we got a nice picture. And that was that. So same with other people. You know, there's lots of people, if you want to have a picture taken, I had the fella from Emmerdale, I got a picture with him last year, got a picture with him this year. Alex Garcia, even though I called him Eric, because someone said, look, there's Eric Garcia over there. It was Eric, Alex, and Angelino. So the first guy said, I said, Eric, can I have a picture? I thought, then he turned around, I thought, that don't look like Eric. It was Alex, I don't think too chuffed. And yeah, so I got 3 or 4 pictures, quite decent. Mike, 155. Look, Mike, you're a skinny old thing, Mike. Ian's got drinker's cramp. Bukund, start again. I'm not going to mention the VAR yet because we'll get angry. Let's have some fun first before we get angry. No, Wine, I don't think we're not going to go for Sancho. I can't see that. What I do at home, I got some dumbbells. I got some 10 kg dumbbells. So with the 10 kg dumbbells, I can do, I'm going to show you now. So I can do the lateral arm raise. I can do these for your lats. So I can do that. And I can, even though 10 kg is not heavy, I can do the dumbbell raises. And instead of doing 10 of, say, 20, 22 and a half kilograms per side, I'll try and do about 15 or 20 of the 10s. That's enough. That's enough for your shoulders. And then for the arms, I've got a barbell. So I've got a 20 kg barbell at home, and I've got these 10k dumbbells, and I've got some 6k dumbbells. So there'll be a mix. You know, there'll be arm curls and with the barbell, and then with the dumbbell, and then working. I'll run yet. Can't run. Let's get the. Every team's going to get smacked by VAR. Look, City are hurt by VAR. I think City will get hurt by VAR more than any other team in this league because City score the most goals. Liverpool will get done at some point. We are more involved in the box, I think, than any other team. So I think we'll get the most decisions for and against. Hi, Joseph. You're always there with my nice shirt. Wolves 1 on. Yes. Yes. I hope it's Bowley, and I hope he punched it in. Spirit, like, yeah, look, Mike, you can eat anything with some chili and some mayonnaise. You can eat anything. Neves. I haven't got him in my team, but Neves. I watched a bit of that game, Bernard. When United start winning, I'm not that interested. Mr. Motivator. I'm not Mr. Motivator, but you wouldn't believe this, guys. I'm a qualified aerobics instructor. Qualified aerobics instructor. I'm a qualified badminton coach as well. I've done all sorts. Yeah, I've done lots of different. These are pastimes. The aerobics and badminton were pastimes. They're just something you wanted to do. And fingers crossed with Mike James, some point next year, I'm going to be a qualified level 1 FA qualified football coach. No, I'm not going to do that. Daniel, look, I've been trying to get this football channel up to 1,000 subscribers. So I started another channel as well, but when I was going to the cricket in the summer, I only did 1 video for that. And I ain't got time for a fitness channel. The thing is, actually, if I'd videoed myself when I weighed 82 kilograms and now I'm down to 77, the transformation is quite good. Badminton, great sport. I love badminton, Joseph. Squash, badminton's great. I used to play on when did I used to play? Tuesday, sometimes Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and at weekend as well. And I used to teach on Friday and Saturday. So I could be doing badminton I used to train with a club 3 days, at least 3 days a week. And then I had my own coaching on Friday and Saturday. So I love badminton. You know, when you're doing 2 hours a night, I was probably doing 2 hours 4 nights a week and at the weekend as well. So you're going to stay fit. Cheers, Joseph. One is fine. I used to disagree with you, mate. Sancho is very well. We'll see. We'll see about Sancho. No, Spencer Mark. I'm not I'm not made out to be a bouncer. I'm 5'7". I wouldn't cut it as a bouncer. I've got a very slappable face, apparently. To be honest, one is fine. I want to see what we've got. I want to see how Adrian Bernabei is. I want to see whether we're happy with Bernardo and Mahrez on the right. I want to see that. Is that good enough? Do we need a Sané replacement if Mendy comes back and stays fit? I'm not so sure. When Mendy was fit and playing for us, Sané didn't get much of a look in the first season that Mendy was here, especially. Hey, you watch yourself, Bernard. You won't be on in a minute. You're 70. Yeah, well, see, Mike, I've not been 70 kg. I mean, if you go back to the mid 90s or the late 90s, yeah, I weighed 70 kgs. I weighed 70 kgs. I was benching so much weight that people thought I was on drugs, because I used to wear these baggy t-shirts. I was a skinny guy wearing baggy t-shirts. No one could see my body. And when I was 70, I would bench 10 reps on 100 kgs, no problem. It was easy. Yeah, easy. The most I ever benched was nearly 120 kgs for a rep. I used to squat over 100 kgs. I was great at dips. I used to have competitions with people on dips. I used to have to do double what they could do. Dips, chins, pull-ups on chins. I was really good at them. My triceps were incredibly powerful triceps. But I was training 5 nights a week in the gym. I was doing weights a week as well. So I was very, very fit. Yeah, that's right, Chris. West Ham. Look, lots of teams will make the big 6 drop points. What did I have for dinner? You don't want to know, Joseph. No, my niece or my sister-in-law, they made very nice cheese pasties or a cheese pie with fillou pastry. Nice and light. Had some baked beans with that and some skinny chips. But I've had a lot of chocolate and sweet since. So it's my one day this week. I've said I'm going to be naughty. And then tomorrow I'll be back to lots and lots of water, kale, broccoli, some boiled eggs just for the protein. And that'll be me tomorrow. What's that? You've got a very Glasgow kissable face, Joseph. I'm not a chef, Mike, but my kids love me cooking. I'm absolutely not a singer. I'm certainly not a singer. I'm a dancer, man. I'm a dancer. Football coach, not yet. Gym instructor, yeah, I can do that. Stylist, I don't think so. I'm a fashionista, man. I'm a fashionista. I might start doing that, wearing different clothes. I was at my mum's, my sister lives there. And last year, or a couple of years ago, I gave them a load of clothes to sell, quite new stuff that was too small for me. And I stayed over there last night when I come back from the hospital. And I saw this rail of clothes in the spare room, just full of my clothes. Beautiful jackets, jeans and trousers and shirts, expensive stuff. And then my sister said, well, you've got a drawer here full of brand new stuff you want me to sell. I've got rugby shirts from Stade Francais in Paris. I've got loads of stuff in there. I'm going to have to go and I said I'll have a look when I get a chance. And great stuff. Company having a Toyota Mandlet, shuffling, playing for his country and hard work to do both jobs. Spencer Mark. Mike, I was a strong guy, Mike. Absolutely no question about that. You're benching that much weight. Now, honestly, last year I was benching 90s, 10 on 90. So it's reasonable. I was just getting stronger, getting back into working out. Now, I'll probably do 10 on. I was doing 10 on 80s. So, Bernard, I'm a world record holder, bubble artist, man. Well, that's not happening EM. Well, I have many talents. I'm not sure I'm good at them. Yeah, that's it. Wine is fine. I want to see Bernabei. I want to see Poveda. I want to see some of the young kids. I think we can get by this season without. I think we can get by this season without a sign replacement, and we can see how the kids are. Chris, I think they just want to get in if they can get out of the group stage. If they can get to the group stage, that'd be great. You got to beat Torino, then get out of the group stage. That'd be good. Okay, let me get Bernard on. Invite. Let me get the Bernard's invite. Copy to clipboard. Okay, I'm going to send you an invite, Bernard. We're going to do this in under half an hour. Bernard, okay? Oh, I always forget Bernard's email. Right, guys, the message has been gone to Bernard. And once Bernard's on, we're going to rattle through City in about 10 or 15 minutes max. And then we'll get on to all the others. I've got to read my notes. I'd put all my notes on my phone. Wow, lots of stuff. Oh, blimey. So many messages. And my phone is like red hot at the moment. Wow. I've got about 30 messages. And that's since I've been on the phone, on this stream with you guys. Let me pull up my notes. Let me pull up my notes, guys. So when Bernard's in, Bernard, oh no, Chris, penalty United. Let's get VAR to stop them. Come on, Bernard, let's get Bernard on. Let's get this cracking. Hey, Bernard's on. Are you all right, Bernard?
Hello, guys. Are you okay?
Bernard's in the house. It's like being with Daniel. Penalty. Penalty saved. Penalty saved. Sorry, was I happy? 1-1 would do me just fine. Right, Bernard, how you doing, mate?
I'm fine, mate. How are you?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. You had a good weekend?
Yeah, well, sort of. A bit.
No, if I tell you what, guys, Spencer the Mark says it's a VAR retake. If that's a joke, Spencer Mark, you're gonna be time out. You can't joke about things like that. That United are going to take their penalty again. Anyway, I think what we're going to do. We're already 25 minutes into this stream. So first of all, we'll do we'll start with our promotion, and we are going to promote Bernard's channel. So 10 seconds, 15 seconds, Bernard, fire away.
Yeah, movieGameNostalgia.com. Obviously, just for all games, movies, posters, things like that. But obviously, give me YouTube's channel to watch as well. If the guys on here can subscribe to that, that'd be great. That's Bernard Dineen YouTube. I do film reviews, game reviews, and all bits and bobs and quizzes and stuff. So the guys can do that. Great, Bernard Dineen YouTube.
Let me pop that in. There you go, guys. I've watched the games. Obviously, I've got a restricted time at the moment, but I still remember watching that Bermuda Triangle and film reviews. Pogba's missed the penalty. Fantastic. That's from Mike James. So, Bernard, look, let's talk about the footy. We're going to talk about VAR. I don't want to go too much, but we've got to cover it, okay? Because what I'm going to say is the VAR masks the penalty incident, okay? The handball incident, the handball masks the Rodri. So people are not talking much about the Rodri incident. The Rodri incident also masks other glaring errors in the referee's performance, like that Bernardo tackle, which is ridiculous to give a free kick against City. It also masks, and then we don't talk enough about our stupid defensive mistakes. There weren't even chances. There were half chances. That corner for Lucas Moura to score that from that corner, he's I think shorter than me. And for that the first goal, that was bad. But our defending also masks our poor finishing because we had so many good chances. So I don't want to ignore all those, but we got about 10, 15 minutes maximum. Yeah, about 10, 15 minutes maximum to talk about this. So let's start off with VAR. You were at the ground, Bernard. Was it an injury time? Is it injury time?
Yeah.
City fans were leaving in their droves. Mike, who was next to me, I don't know his surname, and but he watches the channel, and he was just saying, "How can you leave? How can you leave? Just wait till we score."
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the bottom tier of the south stand,
Okay.
and it was pretty good actually around us. We didn't see many people leaving for a change, but obviously
Yeah.
I saw your video where
Yeah.
there was a lot of empty seats, I think, around where you were when we scored
Yeah.
the goal. So yeah, it surprised me a little bit because they say where we were in the singing section, it was still pretty full, to be honest with you. Not many had left.
Yeah. So it was disappointing to see people leave because, you know, and because of I don't know what the reason is. I mean, it's 2-2. We've got a lot of pressure. What you've got to run off to on a Saturday night? No, look, people have got their own different responsibilities and stuff. Brad Niblock, who was behind me, he had to get his train. So I understand certain people, you got constraints like trains. You know, if you got to get the last train home, I understand that. Okay, because the game is already at nearly 7:30 by the time it's finished and you're out. And sometimes that's saving those 10 or 15 minutes is vital. I understand that. But for others who live locally or who've got a car, for instance, I don't understand that. I've only remember leaving one game early, and that was the Liverpool Champions League one. Once they were winning 2-1, and the fella that I'd gone to the game with, he wanted to leave, so I was down at the time, so I thought, "Oh, let's go." But that's the only one I remember leaving early, and I knew we were going to lose. So, what do you make of people leaving early?
I mean, you're not going to stop it here. It's never going to change. If you don't stay till the end of a game like that, what chance have you got? Because I mean, 2 each. I mean, we all know what City can do. So stay till the end. Support the team. It's what time was it? 7:30 it finishing. So it wasn't. It's not as though it's 9:30, 10 o'clock. You've got to get your last tram or your last train or something. So you're not going to change people.
Yeah, the funny thing is, they got new rules to make more people come. Let me just make a note of this. More people come to the ground. Yeah.
Well, have you got these new facial recognition they're talking about now?
Well, I think that's in the future. No, but it's this idea. I'll put the tickets on the exchange. So they said to keep your season card, you have to either go to 10 games or a combination of go to games and make your ticket available on the ticket exchange. So it doesn't need to sell, but you've got to make it available. So between going and making available, it's got to be 10. I don't think that's too onerous. And some people are unhappy because they say the club will profiteer from this because you only get back 1/19 of the total season cards. So you might be getting 20 quid back and the club is selling the ticket for 60. Yes, I don't like that kind of thing. But on the counter side is instead of paying 60 quid for a ticket, you're getting it for 20. You could argue that you're getting a discount by buying a season card. So it swings and roundabouts. But the club are trying to do something about that. So the next thing is the club have to do something about making people stay to the end. Do you have to click out? No, you can't do that. I'm just kidding. But there has to be a way to make people stay to the end.
It's never. It's impossible. How can you? If you're not going to stay and watch this fantastic team now, what is going to make them stay? Nothing.
If you're not, you're right. If you're not going to stay to the end, 2-2 against Spurs, we're pummeling them. We're all over them. We are desperate for the win. We've been diddled with that Rodri penalty, and you can't stay to the end. I'm flabbergasted, astounded. Anyway, let's talk about that penalty incident, and let's give some fact the way that it's worked. They say any accidental or deliberate touch on the arm, or I guess we're talking from about here all the way to the hand, and you score subsequently from that, it is disallowed. Okay, I don't like it. I can understand why it's.
Did you actually see any sort? Last week when we had the offside, you've got little dotted lines.
Yeah.
You've got little lines across the pitch. I never saw anything on VAR showing where it hit him on the arm or when it hit him on the arm.
On this big
What
screen.
angle was it? I didn't see anything like that.
What, at the ground?
Well, no, even afterwards, even when I've been checking the internet the last couple of days.
I've seen it where there's two arms together and there's a ball there.
Yeah, but you can't see. It's not clear. It's not clear that it's actually hit his arm.
It has to touch it. It has to touch it. It might be just a brush. But the thing is, I mean, so it doesn't have to be clear and obvious. It just has to, you know, it's not like the refs made a huge mistake. It's just got to touch it somehow. They review every single goal now. Every single goal, they review it, go back a little bit, and decide has there been, and is it, and this is frustrating. Is there any minute reason why we can say this is not a goal? I don't like that. Yeah, I'm going to make a note. I'm going to make notes as I go. Is there any minute reason that we can disallow this? That's what they do. And I don't like that. Sorry, my head's not there. We can. So I don't like that idea.
The thing is, Rayon, the referees haven't got a clue what's going on. Let's be honest about it.
Yeah.
They've actually the idiots have put this. We trialed the system, haven't we? We've trialed all this. Yeah. We've had other countries who've had this, right? Why haven't you used their experience to come up with the best rules?
Yeah.
They've sort of done VAR and then they've changed rules as well. Just use the basic rules and add VAR.
Very difficult. Well, they've done this. They've done this change to the handball rule, and then so the problem is you've got this change to the handball rule, okay? Now and then VAR on top. If they'd done that change to the handball rule and no VAR this season, that would have been a goal.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's how can the defender be allowed to get away with it, but the striker isn't?
That's
there's no logic. It's absolutely idiots running it.
Exactly.
Listen, we've got the worst referees in the world in this country. And unfortunately, those worst referees have now introduced this VAR. So we've probably got the worst VAR system in the world as well now.
Well, sometimes your best referees as the VAR officials. And I put a tweet out today and said, look, when I was younger, I was more than 20 years ago, I was a systems-based internal auditor. So I looked at systems, you look at weaknesses in the systems, you look at ways to strengthen them, make them better, you know, looking at fraud and other things and problems with systems, and you're looking at making them better. And I look at what they're doing with the VAR, and I think to myself, and I see this in everyday life, I see it in politics, I see it in the NHS, I see it all over the place, where people are putting systems in place and thinking they're the best people because they're on the inside to know what they're doing. And sometimes what you do need is what I used to do, come from the outside. I know nothing about your system.
I remember, Ray, when computer software came in and people were building systems, etc. You know, there used to be these people used to come in, and the best ones where they looked at what you did and they adapted the software to work for you.
Yeah.
And obviously that was rather than take something off the shelf and trying to make it work around your system. Here's your business. What's best for you? This is how we'll do it. Well, with VAR, they haven't done that. They've just totally cobbled it together.
Well, they've cobbled it together, but what they've done, when you test, so we used to test systems, okay? And you look at making tweaks to make them better and more robust, more reliable, more accurate. And I would have looked at this VAR. Now, I didn't know, for instance, what Andy Gray said last week, 25 frames, okay, per second. And it was obvious from what Andy Gray and the videos he put up that the game against West Ham, the goals, the one that was disallowed was taken from the freeze frame was when there was a gap between the foot and the ball. The one that was allowed not so long after, okay, that Raheem scored from, the freeze frame was earlier. The ball was still touching his foot. So that's inconsistent. That's something that I look at it from a professional point of view. I look at that system and I say there has to be a consistent point. Okay, you can decide what that point is. It can be the wrong point, but you have to be consistent. You can't have one in the same VAR ref. This is the thing. It's the same guy, okay, has said this one is offside and this one is onside, even though the contact, the freeze frame is at different points in time. So my first point is you've got to have a protocol, you've got to have a procedure, you've got to have a system, and you've got to apply it every single time the same way. If it's slightly wrong, as long as you're applying it consistently, people generally will be all right. Dickie Bird is an umpire. He said to captain, I'll make mistakes, but as long as I'm honest and fair, people didn't argue with him. Okay? And it's the same like the cricket. I used to say the cricket, when you look at run-outs and stumpings, they do the freeze frame, okay? And they freeze it when the bails, or one bail, is in the air. When you can see daylight between the groove and the bail, okay? It could only be that. But once there's daylight, that's a freeze frame. And they do that every single time.
Well, someone was saying on the internet today that they were looking at the rugby VAR, and apparently it's still absolute rubbish, even though they've had it now for a while. People are saying it still doesn't get it right. There's still a lot of things. Are we going to end up with this for a couple of years now? Where
look, you'll have mistakes. I think in all systems, what it is, you'll still get errors. Okay, however much to the nth degree you do, you get it in cricket.
What scares me though, right, is obviously we had the penalty thing with Rodri, obviously we all know about that. But I watched the Aston Villa game, and there was a blatant, he kicked his legs from behind in the penalty box, and he was totally brushed over as though nothing had happened. He took his legs away. Why aren't they spotting things like that?
I mean, one of the first problem we've got is this pretense that our refs are very good. They're not. I'll exonerate them a little bit because the game is so fast and it's difficult. I've reffed a game. I reffed a game when I was young, when I was at university. So I'd have been 19, 20 years old, something like that. I reffed a game. I'm a mistake. I was reffing our own team because I used to play my glasses in those days. We're talking in the late 80s. And some guy had gone up for a header and he basically headed me in the face. And I got a cut under my eye, under this eye, all the way across there. I had to have stitches and whatever. So I couldn't play. You know, I had to have some time off. So I reffed this game. And I remember this guy from 30, Andreas, who's a big guy. And he came out, I think he was in the penalty area or just outside. And I thought he was he came out to head the ball. And he just punched it. And I didn't notice that he punched it. I thought he headed it. And everybody, even from our side and their side, knew he punched it. But I made an honest call and it was wrong. So I understand it's not easy and the game is so fast and difficult. And I was not a ref. I don't know about my angles or anything else. I understand all that. So when we're giving it to the VAR official, he simply cannot get it wrong. And he simply should be making these calls. One of the other problems is sometimes they don't want to overrule the official. We saw that with Dermot Gallagher if you watched him on Sky. I don't watch Sky. It just came up on my timeline today. And he was obfuscating. He was, skirting around the subject, basically lying and not. But he's not a ref anymore. He doesn't want to throw his ex-colleague under a bus. He should just come out and say, look, the ref, okay, even though he was looking at it, he might not have seen it properly. Fair enough. But the VAR official has all these angles. And how can he not see that? There has to be, call out the incompetence, call it out and get them on. And I think this is the next step. They have to do it like cricket. They have to do it like rugby. They have to put it on the big screen, show us what the VAR official's seeing, have the ref, the linesman, VAR official all mic'd up. I would love, what was his name? Ross? I can't remember now, the VAR official. He needs to come out and say why he didn't give a penalty.
Was it Graham Moss? Was it Graham Moss?
No, Moss was doing another game. It was Steve.
No, he was the VAR guy. He didn't turn up for the Chelsea game yesterday. He was the VAR guy, Graham Moss.
Wasn't Moss?
He was in the programme.
Wasn't Moss? Scott. Yeah, Moss is refereeing tonight.
Yeah, Graham Scott was he's from Oxford at the start.
Now,
so,
he needs to come out.
So, I'm not going to say he's obviously favouring the Southern team, but he's from Oxford. So
the thing is, he honestly needs to come out and say why he didn't see that, why he couldn't give that. You know, because you've got people claiming that it was not clear and obvious. I can't say what I would normally say.
Well, Pep said he'd gone for a coffee, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think it was a very subtle way. Yeah.
Pep was polite because I'd have swore.
Yeah.
You know, I'm 24 hours later or 48 hours later, I am still very close to.
I mean, let's face it. We should have buried them before that. That's
the thing that gets overlooked. And I'm going to throw it out there. We've got 2 minutes left on this City game. I'm going to throw it out there that Aguero doesn't score enough chances. I wanted to try and quickly find the stats. He doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, we had 30 shots, but I can't remember their goalie making any great saves. So
yeah, we had 10 on target. We had 10 on target. We had 10 on target. There were no great saves. I mean, I listened to the We Are Tottenham TV boys giving Hugo Lloris 8 out of 10. I thought, you are behave.
What was that for time? Did he get that for time wasting?
He said he made. You know, the thing is, even the brothers. One says, "Well, I think he made 2 or 3 almost world class saves." He's will say, "Well, they were all right saves, but not world class." But they give him 8 out of 10. Like, hang on. Then they went out and gave Walker Peters 8 out of 10. Boys, at that point, I'm not listening to this. The team got mullered. They were rubbish.
Tottenham were poor. I mean, they were very. I know they had a couple of players missing, but I mean, you know, they were poor. They
were hanging on. They were holding on, and they got lucky. You know, Lloris didn't have that many proper shots to save. We had so many that went wide. Aguero missing. De Bruyne. Look, we were winning 2-1, and sometimes it's a mental thing. We were winning 2-1. De Bruyne was on his right foot on the edge of the box. He'd cut inside or whatever. The goalie was there. And he leathered it.
He nearly took my head off, actually. I was right near that. Yeah, he nearly took.
But the actual right ball in that situation, I sit inside to Aguero for a tapping. And I think sometimes because we have so many chances, so much of the ball, so many opportunities, we think there'll be another one round the corner. And sometimes we don't make the right choices. Like Aguero sometimes is too greedy or has a shot that from a difficult angle or situation, and others do the same. So Kev, even though he played brilliantly well, when he smacked it wide, I think we were winning 2-1. He should have put it inside. When Gundogan missed that chance, when Kev put a great ball in for him, you know.
It's the basics of football. Just hit the target. That's all you have to do. Hit the target.
So, yeah, that's it. You know, and okay, if you hit the target and you hit it at the keeper, okay, then we'll complain about that. But at least get it on target. That's the minimum. And we're overlooking Kev's the first half performance was almost incredible. Some of his passing wasn't great in terms of passing to others down the line or whatever, but his crosses, incredible. Absolutely unbelievable. The cross to Raheem, superb. Raheem's header, fantastic. The cross to Sergio, brilliant. The cross to Ilkay that he missed, another good one. Because everybody's running past the ball and Ilkay's just hanging back around the penalty areas, you know. So that was good. I don't know why he played on the left in the second half. Don't get that.
I don't know. I mean, it was weird, wasn't it? I mean, I just thought at 2-1, it looked, you know, we're going to get 3 or 4 here. It's not going to be a problem. They made that substitute. I actually turned to my lad Mark and said, well, this guy's not going to score. I'd look at the size and what did he do? And I just looked at Mark and he looked at me and I just laughed. I mean, that's all you could do, really.
Well, we were talking about, I thought he's dangerous, but as a player who's got pace, who's going to harry.
An header, yeah.
I mean, that's poor defending. But we should have scored. We had so many chances, and that's what's frustrating, where I don't think people took it, and it's going to sound daft, seriously enough, where they think it's like we're going to have so many chances, someone's going to come up with the goods. And we almost did. Should we move on? We got a few minutes to go through the other games quickly, because it's supposed to be a Premier League review. Sorry, guys, if we're not going to go through your comments.
Just have a quick look for there. That's what the guys are saying.
There's loads of rubbish. there's a lot of stuff where the guys are just chatting. Gunda should have scored. Bernardo missed a sitter. Well, there you go. 2 goals. That's Joseph. I don't know if that's United have scored. Mbappe, he's not the answer. If City had another clinical striker, same Mbappe could. Look, someone said to me, if we had a clinical striker, he could score 30 to 40 goals a season. And I think he could. I don't think Aguero hits the target often enough. And I think sometimes I feel, I said he's always miles better than Jesus. Jesus works harder than Aguero. I actually think Sam Lee said something similar. Is it time to move on? Not get rid of him, but is it Jesus' time? And why didn't Mahrez play? I mean, these are questions for another day now. Why didn't Mahrez start? He's involved with 5 goals and he's dropped. Yes, I want to see Bernardo play, but Bernardo hasn't done anything really so far this season.
Well, he beats 5 men and gets fouled and gets it against him. That's what.
Yeah, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. There you go. Mike James says KDB should have passed to Sergio instead of blitzing it over. EM says KDB's unbelievable. Mike James talking about 3 shots, and one of those Pep said wasn't a shot because it was Harry Kane from the halfway line. Bernardo's miss was shocking. Hard to find natural goal scorers. True, but if that costs you 200 million, costs you 200 million. Call says feels at the moment we need to score 5 or 6 every week just to ensure the handicap that is VAR is indecisive. Possibly, but we had those chances. That's what annoyed me. Mike James says under 18s beat Newcastle, under 18s 7-1. So we need to get a striker from there, possibly. Let's move on quickly. So Jesus needs a run of games. Injury time with the Rags. Okay, let's talk about Arsenal versus Burnley. I'll give a little bit of bump and then you can have a chat.
I'll just sum that up quickly for you. I just thought Arsenal didn't look great and they were quite lucky to win the game.
Yeah, they were. I'll give a little bit of stuff. I mean, Barnes has been on fire. That's a start. He scored a lot of goals, actually, in the end of last season and the beginning of this. And obviously 2 goals last week coming into this. I can't believe Lacazette scored while he was from Nick Pope, who needs to close his legs now and again. Great save from Leno. But Arsenal, they're still, like you said, they were poor. They weren't great. They're poor in defence. Maybe they'll get better as the season gets on. I love Pepe. Pepe Strix. He's exciting. Someone said he should be called Valerie. That should be his nickname. Now, here's your question. Why should Pepe be called Valerie?
Come on, guys.
I'm asking you, Bernard. I'm asking you. Why should Pepe?
No idea. I've got to think of Valerie Boatsoff. That's all I can think of.
It's from a song.
Well, Amy Winehouse.
Say the line. Sing the line for us, Bernard.
I'm not going to sing. No.
Say the line. Can you just say the line?
I think. Come on over, Valerie. Is it?
Sorry. Come on over,
Valerie.
It's not come on over. Well, it's not. It's got something to do with football. Valerie.
What's this turned into? This.
I think it's. Valerie made a fool out of me. He nutmegged me, so it was quite a nice nickname. I don't think Aubameyang should have scored that second goal, but you can see Arsenal's still weakness is defence. That they let Barnes stand free to have a goal. So people think Arsenal can challenge. Look, they've won 2 games on the bounce, something they didn't do many times last season. And if I remember,
they'll be top 4, I think. Based on they'll be top 4.
They'll be knocking on the door, but they're still conceding goals. So that's going to be their problem. Next game, Villa versus Bournemouth. I've got very little notes on this. I'll just summarise it. And if you want to make a comment, you can. Poor decision by Heaton to give the penalty away. Ridiculous because the guy wasn't going to score. Bad mistake by Douglas Luiz. Another guy who should close his legs. He opened his legs too wide. And there was no Villa player there. I don't know why he did that. And, okay, they got lucky. It was a deflected shot. But he scored a great goal in return.
Yeah, I think Villa should have had a penalty, which would have helped them. I think it was 1-0 at the time. So, yeah. But again, if they're going to struggle against Bournemouth, which they did, I mean, it's going to be a long season.
They need to get something quick. I want them to get something because I don't want it to be hi, Angelica. I don't want it to be a struggle for them because I want Douglas Luiz to shine. I want him to flourish, and I don't want him to basically be fighting relegation from day one. So I want him to actually have a chance to show what he's got. Brighton, West Ham, I'll give you my quick notes and see what you got to say. I think Brighton have made a good start to this season under Potter. They look totally different than they did with Houghton, obviously beating Watford at Watford's place at Vicarage Road. This game against West Ham. West Ham's defending doesn't look too good again. I mean, they were poor against City. If truth be told, we weren't that brilliant, City, but West Ham were poor. Trossard had scored on his Brighton debut, and I think Brighton had plenty of chances to win. So, a quick summary of what you think will those teams do.
Brighton probably should have won, and West Ham look as though they just has got the same frailties that they had last season.
Yeah. Everton, Watford. Watford, I've got to say this, some stats, because I remember this because I did a lot of work on the cup final. Since they beat Wolves in this FA Cup semi-final, in the remaining games of the season, they had 6 league games. They won 1, drew 1, lost 4, I think. Then they lost the FA Cup, and then they've lost their first 2 games. So in the last 6, 7, 9 games, they've won 1 and drawn 1, lost the rest. It's not very good form. And they didn't look brilliant. Bernard scored through the legs of a defender. Richarlison had a couple of chances to score some more. So if Alan's still here, the Everton fan from Prestatyn, I think he said, or Rill, he'd be happy that Everton could have won by a few.
Yeah, Everton play well. I think they're going to be 6th or 7th. I would have thought this season. They look solid.
Yeah, full time. I think 1-1. So anyway, that's good. United not top. The Norwich Newcastle game I was very interested in. I think Newcastle going down under Bruce.
Pookie.
Yeah. Well, he's got a hat-trick. If Newcastle keep Bruce past Christmas, I think they're gone, because I think they're Bob.
Newcastle, look, 2 games in, they look struggle. They look as it's going to be a struggle.
Yeah. Now, I said last week, when I saw them at Liverpool, the chances they were creating, Pookie wasn't finishing. I think this guy can score even 20 goals this season. I've written 15 to 20 because if I say he can score 20 goals this season and he scores 10, people laugh at me. But I think 15 to 20 goals is on the cards for him. He's already got 4. And in that first half, he could have had a hat-trick in the first half. They were creating that many opportunities. They continue Norwich to play a good flowing football. 3 good chances. Glorious volley. What do you think about that volley for his first goal?
I mean, the actual. I thought I watched a bit of the Quest last year, and Norwich were really impressive week in, week out. And the Pookie guy was scoring a few last year. Once he was knocking them in for fun, and the way they play Norwich at home, I think they'll be okay. I think they're going to do enough at home to cement a place in the Premiership for next season. I
think what they'll do, they've got a very good chance of beating teams like Newcastle, Palace. I think they can beat half a dozen teams around them, home and away. And if you can beat, let's say, 6 or 7 teams at home, 3 or 4 teams away, you're already on 30-odd points. And I think they'll be okay.
They'll be okay, Norwich.
I think Campbell played well. Shelby got a decent consolation for Magpies, but I think they're going to really struggle. Southampton, Liverpool. We've only got 2 minutes. Let's go through these quickly. Liverpool lucky. You can argue they're tired.
I think they seem to be a game of 2 halves, didn't it? I think they had and in the end, Ings should have scored really, but there you go.
Agent Danny Ings missed an open goal. You can see why he's not going to get it. Aguero in the same position, very similar position against for Aguero. Aguero scores. Sheffield United, Palace. My only point is Palace look in trouble already.
Well, they've got nothing up front, have they? They go on about Zaha, but he's past his best now, Zaha, and he's all they've got. So they're going to struggle.
I think they're going to struggle. They've lost Wan-Bissaka, who looked quite decent tonight for United. Chelsea, Leicester. Well, my quick notes. Ndidi caught by Mount. Mount scores. Fuchs made a great block to stop Kante from goal. And then Ndidi scored. And Leicester still had 2 great chances to win. So it's going to be interesting because obviously I think Chelsea played all right, but they're still vulnerable.
Chelsea run out of steam, didn't they? I mean, they were so good the first 20, 25 minutes, but I think they were knackered. By the second half, Leicester could have easily won it.
Yeah, I think the lack of signings is going to hurt Chelsea. Obviously, they needed 2 or 3, I think, this summer, especially with Loftus-Cheek injured, especially with Hudson-Odoi injured, especially losing Hazard. I think they'll get better because some of these kids that they have, the younger players that they're playing, will get experience. It's just, will they get better quick enough to challenge for the top 4? I think that's going to be the question. I've got about 1 minute because I'm sure Mike's ready to call me at 10 o'clock to do this podcast, which we had to delay from yesterday. I kept writing to them while I was in hospital. Hopefully we're home by 10, lads. And I rolled in about 11. So it was just a bit too late to do that. But it's been another review for us, guys. Quickly, what to say. Graham Souness said any top club around Europe, including Barca and Real, should buy Zaha. Well, sometimes Graham Souness is very, very good. Sometimes you think, what a clown. But that's week 2, guys, of our Premier League review with Bernard. We'll review Man United versus at Wolves today. Very simply, I'm glad they didn't win. That's it. That's my review for United.
Sums it up.
Yeah, it sums it up. So that's the week 2 review with.
Yeah, let's hope next week we're not still talking VAR again.
Well, I don't think so. I hope not. But look, City are always going to be involved in VAR. There's no question about that. We're always going to be involved. West Ham, we were involved 3 major occasions: the penalty, the Raheem offside, the Raheem goal. This week, we've been involved with 2 major incidents: the Rodri non-penalty and the handball. So in 2 games, we've been involved 5 times. Major incidents. It's not going away.
I said last week, didn't I? Obviously, it'll go for us when we're demolishing teams. And when it's a tight game, that's when it'll go against us. And I was right.
Against Spurs, we needed it on our side. Yeah, for that Rodri one. But look, swings and people say swings and roundabouts, and it'll even it's no, it won't. When it doesn't matter, when it matters, we're not getting it. And the linesmen haven't, not the linesmen, sometimes the linesmen, but the VAR officials haven't got the cojones to overrule the refs when they need to overrule them and say, look, that was it was a howler. Not to give that penalty on Rodri. It wasn't clear an error. It was a howler. Gotta go, guys. We're going to say goodbye to who are our sponsors, Bernard?
MovieGameNostalgia.com.
Take it easy, guys. We'll see you soon.
See you guys.
See you, Bernard.